roundabout way talk about the fair down in the parish. We've got, of course, last week we had the folks in about the fair, and they told us all about the rides and the pageants and the entertainment and all, but we're going to kind of laser focus on the entertainment this morning. And we've got, one person who is here to talk about that, and one person who said they had to sit in on that. We've got Nikki who just said she had to be in the room while this took place. Nikki, first off, how are you?
I'm great. How are you this morning?
I am just fine, and you've got to go ahead and introduce the guest to us since you wanted to be here so badly.
Yes, I'm really proud to introduce Mr. Frank with Ivory White. He's the lead singer, and you guys haven't heard of Ivory White, but they are like the most popular band right now in Tangipahoa Parish. They are hot.
Well, Ivory.
Very flattered, very flattered. Thank you, Nikki.
You're very welcome.
Well, how are you this morning?
I am wonderful. It's a little early, but I'm okay. When I get the frogs out of my throat, I'll be fine.
I'll say for band members, he's riding a little early in here, but
Yeah, a little too early, but we can handle it.
that's the thing about morning radio. You got to get up early for morning radio. Well, let's talk first off about the group Ivory White. Of course, you are going to be at the fair. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But let's talk about the group Ivory White. From what I understand, it was a band that was together a long time. You guys broke up, and then all of a sudden the band got back together. Let's talk about the first time. How did the band get together?
Well, I was on a road with another group, and when I came home from the road after about 6 months, I had a phone call from a good friend of mine, Joey Campo, who's a lead guitar player for Ivory White. They had an offer for me. I quickly accepted. My head went through the phone to say yes, because they were popular at one time before. They had another life. And when I joined the band, there was another lead singer. Well, shortly after that, he leaves the group, and I become the lead singer. So we had a little thing that we were going to hire somebody else, but whoever we hired had to be better than me. So we couldn't really find anybody better than me at the time. I'm sure there's some better guys around, but I got the job, and the rest was history. But after many years, the 90s kind of took over, and the band went off to go businesses and families and everything. And then here recently, we took a little bit of advice from some friends. Hey, bring the band back together because we have to save the world with rock and roll. So that's why we're back. We wanted to bring the rock and roll concert into small clubs and to fairs and festivals, and that's what we're doing. So we're bringing a heck of a show out for everyone.
Obviously, Ivory White is a rock band. Tell us what folks who maybe have never seen you perform before, what to expect at an Ivory White appearance.
Well, we play music from bands such as Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, Journey, the great rock and roll from the 80s and 90s.
So 80s and 90s rock is definitely something that's just built for a place like Tangipahoa Parish, and of course the fair. How important is that parish? I know you guys live there. How important is that parish for you guys?
Oh, it's great. It's great. We wouldn't be together now. We wouldn't have had the success that we had in the years if it wouldn't have been for the people of Tangipahoa Parish. There's a little backstory on this. When I did join the band years ago, we kind of went through a rough spot in the very beginning where we just couldn't get any gigs. Nobody wanted to hire us. So it was like, what is this MTV music these guys are playing? It was kind of a little hit on us there. But there was a lady that had a club in Amite, Louisiana, a lady by the name of Betty's, and her club was Betty's. And she took a chance on us down there, and after the very first week, she started booking us on a regular basis. The crowd went crazy. It started there, and if it wouldn't be for Betty, we wouldn't be, rocking and rolling back then and today.
And of course, I hear Nikki was telling me this story actually. Of course, Miss Betty's son Jonah wanted to do something after she passed away. Wanted to do something, and it just so happened you guys had gotten back together right around the time Jonah had called, and you were able to kind of put a memorial to Miss Betty together. I know that had to be special for you.
Very special, very special. As a matter of fact, Jonah and all that group from Betty's, we call them the Betty's group because they used to come and see us. I mean, every weekend, no matter if we were at Betty's or if we were down the road or even on road trips, these guys would be out to hear us play, and they kind of. Just like us, they kind of came back out again, and they're following us around and having a great time.
They found those T-shirts from the 90s that they pulled back out and said, "Hey, let's go."
Knocked the moths off of them and ready to rock and roll again. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Well, of course, I know you have a rich history. You're coming, of course, to the fair. When the band got back together, it's always kind of hard to jumpstart things again. How did you how did you start getting those bookings again? What was the key to when you said, okay, we're going to do this? What was the key to actually doing it?
Well, when we jumped up and said, let's do this thing again, we didn't know if we could, to tell you the truth, because, the music from the 80s, if any musicians listen, that some of that was kind of demanding. The rock guitar playing is special, and the vocals are certainly special and a little bit demanding. So we didn't know if we could do it physically. So we got in the practice room, started shucking wood on that thing, cutting it out, and we said, yeah, we can do it. Well, we put a word out to the fairs and festivals, and immediately those guys remembered us. So the festivals, day one started booking us and getting us back in rotation again.
It's got to feel great for you guys to know that you were gone that long, and when you started putting your name back out there, folks said, "Oh, Ivory White, absolutely, Ivory." I think at that point you did something special the first time, right?
Well, it's nice to be remembered, and we had some great memories from back in the 80s and 90s, and of course we're making some new memories now too.
So 80s rock is what we can expect from the group Ivory White. Now, I know folks are going to get a chance to see you down at the fair. What day are you going to be there? What time are you going to be there so folks can get their Betty's Bar and Grill shirts out like Nikki over here and be in the crowd?
We're going to be there Friday night, and that's the 4th, I believe.
October 4th.
And we're going to close the festival out on that night from 9 to 11. And you can expect to see a rock and roll show with lasers, smoke, lights, and everything. And no explosions because we get a little too happy whenever we have fireworks around. But we're going to have lasers, lights, smoke, and you name it. It'll be an awesome rock and roll show.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that. Of course, it's going to be down at the fair. That's Friday, October 4th, down in Amite, Louisiana, there on the fairgrounds. And I know you guys are probably busy. What's a few other trips you got booked so far?
We're lined up to do pretty much all of the festivals that's going to be in Tangipahoa Parish for this year coming up. We're playing some clubs in the area, so right now we're just kind of taking it easy. We're not trying to get too crazy with this thing. I'm doing a little solo recording thing that I'm working on too, but the band is staying pretty busy, probably as busy, maybe a little more than we want to, but life is good.
Have you got a web presence? Folks can kind of see where you are so they can kind of keep up with you?
We do. You can find us on Facebook at Ivory White Rocks, and you can look at my solo stuff at frankdmusic.com. Is my webpage. So a lot of information on Ivory White and everything else at those two spots.
So frankdmusic.com is the website, and the Facebook page is what again?
Ivory White Rocks.
Ivory White Rocks on Facebook. That's where you can keep up where the band's going to be, what's going on with the band, and of course your solo career as well.
That's it.
Well, good luck on the album that you're trying to put together. I know the band's back together. Hopefully you guys will have many, many more great years of success and continue rocking on, as they say, down at the fair here in a couple of weeks.
Great. We'll see everybody at the fair on Friday night. Rock and roll.
Friday night. Put that one on your calendar. That would be a week. No, that's this Friday, actually. That's this Friday he's going to be down at the fair. So you got to rest those vocal cords up and get ready to go for a couple hours, don't you?
Lots of coffee and water.
Thanks for getting up early and coming to see us, too, by the way.
Thank you.